here to help Ginger celebrate her 2,000 subscriber milestone, and she is also doing a giveaway over on her channel. Check it out. I am combining this with Mixed Media Mayhem's Hop of the Month, and we are lifting the amazing Jabet Fritz today. And speaking of Janet, she's playing along with Kit Conspiracy with me. So also, I'm going to flip through my binder, my stencil binder, and pick out a 12 by 12 stencil. I've also got a scrap of paper here from a layout that I did sometime this week. I can't remember. And then I have tons of these little leftover white leaves that were either die cut or they're a cut file. It's just an abundance of them, you guys. I have a big old pile of cut files that I've pulled out too much for a project, and then they just keep piling up. So stay tuned with what I'm going to do with those later. Also picked out some embellishments from my bowls, and then I'm going to do the packaging technique using the oxides in forest moss as well as the saltwater taffy. And then I've got some opaque crackle paste that I'm going to use through my stencil, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to use this really cool alpha set that says Choose Joy. And it was a 2-for-1 because part of Ginger's hop, she requested us to use joy as well as the color red. So yay, I did both of them in the same sentence. I've got a couple photos here. There are 4 photos, but I'm only going to show 2 because I'm going to use a flip flap for one of them, which the flip flaps go on the outside of the page protector, so it won't really be seen in, me creating this layout. I'm going to use the peach paper to back my photos. I've got a plain white cardstock that's going to be the back, and then I plan on using these rub-ons for my background. So I'm going to flip through here. I'm considering this it's a brick, and then I considered this wood grain, but then I thought it was too big. I love these diamonds. There's so many great stencils that I could have used for this, but I do settle on the diamonds instead of the brick. There was also one that Sandie calls Minecraft, which is really cool. Looks like a maze to me. I thought about doing that as well, but I did settle for my for this diamond print. I really like it a lot. And this diamond print, in all honesty, is actually for home decor. So it is not a stencil that is made by a scrapbooking company. It is just a stencil for home decor. I don't even know where I found it, you guys. And I use it I use it on my scrapbooks because it's 12 by 12. Perfect. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. And the really cool thing about this crackle paste is that it cracks all on its own. And so when I add this color into it, it just bleeds into all the cracks and things like that. I absolutely love this, you guys. I was trying to do the packaging technique, but it wasn't spreading around very well like Janet's was. And so I really wanted to get that vibrant effect, but then I remembered that I really didn't want a vibrant effect because I want my rub-ons to shine through. But when I was doing this, I picked a spot that is going to be covered up by my photos. I started there and I'm branching out to make sure that I have the colors that I'm working for. Now I'm adding the green in there. And again, this green is forest moss. And what I'm doing is making sure that I like them blended together. I really wanted them to blend and be around all of those diamonds. However, they were kind of making mud. So I go through a process of, do I even like what I'm doing? Should I start all over again? You know what? Let's just keep going. But I'm going to stick with the packaging technique instead of with the paintbrush because the packaging technique actually gives me more freedom when I work with the green because of the fact that it doesn't blend. It actually dries faster than when I apply it with the brush. So I am going to go in and because I wanted it a little lighter. So I wanted it bright in the center of my layout, and then I want it to fade out. And so I just used my brush to push the color out. And now I'm pushing the green out, just making sure that I stay away from the pink for right now, because I didn't want to make mud, but I did want that darker color that is in the pattern paper that clearly I'm not using any of. I'm just using the, what's it called? The rub-ons. So now I'm just going to go through. I've cut up my entire rub-on sheet because I wanted to be able to put all of these flowers down and see which flowers I really wanted to go where. And I settled on 2 flowers. And you don't hate me for when I do this technique, but I'm going to rub my flowers down onto this texture paste, and then I'm going to sand them off. So is it a waste? Kind of, sort of, yes. But I would not have gotten this effect had I have put the rub-ons on first and then put the texture paste on, because it just would not have, it wouldn't have done the same technique, I don't think. Maybe I could have, I'm not sure, you guys. But I really wanted it to look like these flowers were worn into the paper, like they were part of the background. So I have to scrub pretty hard, or rub pretty hard on these rub-ons to get it to actually stick down into the paper, because it really just laid right on top of the texture paste. So these are, this is my daughter in 5th grade, and she had PE that day, so she wasn't expecting to get an award. She definitely was not, like, her hair is a matted mess, and just one of those things. But this is her back in 5th grade, and she got a mathematics award, and her biggest sister was in town. So there's all 5 of my children all in one photo. I cherish these photos, you guys, because once they start growing up and getting out of the house, they're a rarity. I'm not kidding. It's so rare to get all 5 of my kids. I've either got 3 or 4 all at once, but 5 of them is just a sight to be seen. So anyways, she was there to be present for Kyrie's award. Kyrie had no idea she was going to be there. So when she got the award and she saw Cora, she was just ear to ear smiles and so excited and so, just full of joy. And it was awesome. Like, she was like, "Oh my God, Corey showed up for my thing that I didn't even know I was going to be here." So it was kind of like one of those where we thought it was going to be planned. And she was just super excited. All right, so here is where I am just faintly, I'm barely rubbing, you guys. I'm just touching that surface of all of those diamonds to make it look like my rub-ons are in the background. Well, from my angle, the top rub-on looked like I just totally disappeared. Looks like I totally rubbed it off. So I'm going to add a 3rd rub-on right on top of it, but this time I'm not going to rub on it. So it's going to look like some of it's in the back and some of it's in the front. And I really like how it looks, but it's definitely, it definitely felt like, oh, maybe I just wasted that rub-on, because I felt like I sanded it too much. And it really wasn't sanded too much. What happened is in the center of that flower cluster was a pale flower, and when I put it on top of the pink, it actually disappeared, is what happened. And so I felt like I had a big old blob missing from my flower cluster. So I really do like the cluster now that I've added this other flower onto it. I debated whether I should have rubbed it on, but by the time that I add everything else, you won't even tell that I didn't rub it, sand it off, I mean. So anyways, rub it on, sand it off. I'm so lost. So anyways, yes, this is just a really cool event that we got to finally go to, of my daughter winning an award as her last year as a 5th grader. She's moving up into middle school. Well, she is in middle school now. So it was just great that Cora happened to be in town at the exact same time. And it's like, "Oh my gosh, you going to be able to make it?" And she's like, "Sure." So it made Kyrie's day. It really did. Of course, she had to go back to school after this, because the assembly was at noon. So she had to go back to school, and Cora was gone by the time she actually got off school. But yeah, she's one of those kids that pops in, pops out in a heartbeat. She's here one minute and gone the next, which is fine. She's a young adult, but still, it's one of those things that when she does show up, she's just she's just the joy of the kids' hearts, you know, like you could tell they're super excited to have her home and stuff like that. So and it might be because it's a mystery to them, you know, as to what she is actually doing in life because she's not at home. It's just, I'm not sure. In all honesty, I'll have to ask them. But anyways, to add to my layout and to give it a little bit of dimension, I picked out a couple flowers. Now, the flowers that I picked out actually have a white border around them. Now, some of the flowers in this collection don't have a white border. And if I wanted the deep, dark, stark flowers, that's the flowers that I should have chosen. But I didn't. I wanted those softer, make it look like rub-on flowers that I rubbed onto white cardstock. And so that's why I picked these ones that all have the little white borders that were either fussy cut or came from the die cut collection that I, again, fussy cut around because too big of a white border. And then I'm just adding all of these little white flowers because I thought that it would give it a little bit of a whimsical look because they'll blend in with the white background. And I just really, I wanted leaves, but I didn't want, you know, like leaves in, I don't know how to describe it. I didn't want them to be bold, I guess is the word that I'm trying to look for. So I also picked out all of the red-ish embellishments that I had for this layout because that was one of Ginger's prompts for helping her celebrate today. She is doing 2,000 subscribers. You guys, that is amazing. I believe she just started at the beginning of this year, her YouTube channel, and she has come such a long way. She is amazing. Guys, check her out if you haven't yet. I absolutely love some of the things that she is, that I like her progress is what I'm trying to say. You know, watching her progress on her channel and what she started off with her channel as, and then she just started just doing what she wanted to do. And that's honestly the way that you should do it is, you know, do what you want to do, not what you think you have to do type of deal. Also too, this is our monthly hop for Mixed Media Mayhem. So we've definitely got, what we do on the monthly hop is we open it for anybody and everybody that wants to play along. If you play along, then your name is mentioned down below. Or if you just choose the Facebook group, then the Facebook group is listed down below. So that way you guys could all be checked out and saw and accounted for. And but we pick a member of our group to scrap lift. And what I mean is the YouTubers that play along with every month. We pick one of those, and this month it's Janet that we have showcased for today. And I love the vibrant colors in this and whatnot, but I do like the choice of red and pinks and things like that on this as well. So anyways, I feel like I've just completely lost what I was saying. So to finish off this layout, I'm going to add a few more butterflies. I had a little bit of pinky red butterflies on the rub-ons, and I really wanted some more of that sanded in effect. So I'm going to rub on all these butterflies after I figure out where it is that I want them. And then I'm going to sand them off. So that way they've got that faded look and it's kind of going farther. Now I know that the title Choose Joy is hard to see from this angle, but you really can see it. I will off camera though have to go and actually glue it down because it's all, because of the texture paste, it's on a wonky surface. And so I definitely will have to go and glue that on. But I just chose to do it later. So here's where I go through and I'm just lightly sanding where I put it on top of a diamond. I made sure that I put all of them on top of one of the diamonds so that way it shone through. And then of course to finish off this layout, I'm going to add some forest moss in Distress Oxide. And again, with these oxide inks, you want to make sure that you have them well shaken up so you get the color and not just the oxide portion of it. They do separate quite a bit. So, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but this is my Kit Conspiracy kit that I am working with, which is the 49 in Market Alena Collection. I've been playing with it all week long, and I just absolutely love all the different subjects that I am able to capture using just this one, what's it called? Collection. So here is where you can see where I've sanded the the rub-on into the texture paste. I absolutely love that. I think I'm going to do that with the rest of my, with the rest of them too, because it looks like it's behind that texture paste, but yet you can see it inside the grooves too. And I'm not sure, I might do it with a butterfly to see if the texture paste can be seen if I put it on top of the rub-on or not, and see if it gives it that same effect or not. I'm not really sure. Anyways, Ginger's channel, it will be listed down below, as well as all the Mixed Media Mayhem chaos that we have going on. And of course, as always during Kit Conspiracy, Janet's channel is listed down below too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will check y'all later. Bye.